Hello everyone, I'm Sergio. I was waiting for this review for a very long time, when a subscriber wrote to me and showed me a photo of the car that you will see now. I didn't believe it, BMW M5 E34. Let's meet. We cannot miss such legends, so today we have 34 on the E-review, before restyling, in collectible condition.
I think in Ukraine there may be about 5 of them in this condition.
Damn, this is unbelievable, come on. The first thing the car will surprise you with is the measurements on the stand. You will go nuts like me. It seems to me that they can't wait to join the battle. Oh my goodness. Guys, it's very cool, we erased all the tires, we're going home. Thanks. So guys, and of course our review of the BMW M5 can't help but be accompanied by salutes. How do you like that? Many YouTube channels are obsessed with the latest auto releases or ultra-powerful projects that show crazy results. You know, there were quite a lot of competitions on our channel. I think there were not so many crazy races on any YouTube channel in Ukraine as we have, but of course, as real lovers and fans of cars, we could not pass by BMW M5 E34 are in collectible condition. Guys, let's get acquainted. Before us is a car of the 91st year with 315 horsepower, up to a restyled version of the BMW M5 E34 with an engine of 3 and 6 on a 5-speed gearbox. And what will we do today? Today we will definitely ride it, we will definitely examine it all and touch it, feel it and press it. We will also burn 2 wheels on it today. We will definitely measure the dynamics of 0 100 and 100 200, and we will also arrange a small competition. Let's go through the interesting features of this car, and of course, since I'm already standing near the front of the car, I'll tell you some interesting facts. We have a pre-facelift car, as they say, with a narrow muzzle. In the 93rd year, the car already had broad nostrils, and as I saw in one review, they say there were no mirrors of this kind in the pre-styling versions. In fact, mirrors were available for an extra charge, it was an additional option, and of course we have them. We have the usual basic headlights, then it was possible to order hella black with crosses, but I think not on the pre-styling version. Of course, we still have a yellow turn signal, this is before restyling, and look what a chic BMW trim, it's all original. The car is in collectible condition. I propose to open the hood and enjoy this view, and, believe me, there is something to see there. Wah 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 wah, real BMW, BMW real male, what an anaconda, my god, 315 forces. Brother, do you even understand what I'm talking about? Look at this crazy collar, cable, and this label, my god.
The next day.
Only BMW could believe it and come up with it and just make it happen. Yes. Motor S38B36, 315 horsepower, 6 cylinders, multi-throttle intake. By the way, this is the second engine from BMW in which this particular multi-throttle intake system was used, a fairly large receiver, although BMW E36 has a larger size. Do you know what this receiver is for? So that when all 6 throttles are open, there is enough air in reserve so that there is no anti-lag. Therefore it is large enough, although in the BMW E36 with its S50, of course it was much larger, a 4-inch throttle practically, a throttle huge sizes. What do we have technically? The mechanical transmission is a 5-speed Jitrax company and, of course, a rear differential with a gear ratio of 315. The condition is simply fantastic, everything is there and working. I propose to enjoy the beautiful shots of the engine compartment in a real well-groomed car of 30 years of age. And what about the gap? America, not America, look what? What about no gaps? What about gaps? Ah, that's how it closes. There are small moments here. Competitor to this car E500, 124 body, Wolf and, of course, it is famous for its wide fenders. BMW M5 E34 was practically no different from the usual 525th BMW. It gave out several interesting features, of course, the 21st style discs, the brake system was enlarged, in front there were 302mm brake discs with 1-piston mechanisms. Even then they were not very cool brakes. I think Mercedes had a little more, so write in the comments who was cooler. We have a standard wing, the bumper is almost the same, but it is slightly modified, our molding goes exactly the same, the only thing that gave this car an original M from the side is such a teardrop-shaped mirror. It cost quite a lot. By the way, this mirror is not foldable, but when this part is rebounded, it comes unfastened, it hangs on a cable, because it is electric with heating and in order not to lose it, there was and is a safety cable. Regarding condition guys, all elements are original, nothing is painted, all rubber bands, condition is just a bomb. Now, notice how the door closes. It's incredible, it's very similar to the perfect Geländewagen. It's very cool, I really like it. The gaps are all perfect. Perfect BMW Motorsport grips are original, I understand. The rear arch is as narrow as in the usual 5, I think it's a small flaw, although it does not diminish the steepness of this car. Of course, the 21st style of the disc and 300mm at the back are also on a small bracket. What do we have on tires? Now let's see, and we have tires. Behind 255th tire, 255th, and in front we have. And in front 235, you understand that a different wide movement has gone since those years. Out of breath, I propose to turn the car around and go to the back, there are several interesting points. I want to show them to you, but before that, in the muzzle of the car, almost indistinguishable, we have the BMW M5 badge in the original. By the way, in the American versions it often did not go, it simply did not exist from the factory. That is, as I understand it, there was such an option by which it was possible to order without badges or order a car with badges. As for the stern of the car, we have several interesting elements. We received the spoiler for a surcharge in restyling, it was also in the basic configuration. Of course, our rear lights are colored, this is a pre-styling version, everything is original. An unrealistic black lens hood, which is now hard to find in good condition, and its own bumper with its own exhaust, the original BMW exhaust and such an interesting skirt at the back. So guys, open the trunk lid and here you will find some interesting facts. First of all, every BMW fan wants his kit to be complete. We open and look. I do it in all BMW, I really like it, go and see. This is how the set should look like, how do you like this beauty? Well. By the way, sometimes there is a BMW, and sometimes not, and sometimes we don't, we have the second option. Sorry, rag BMW. As I guess, yes, everything from the first note, all the words from the first note. Let's move on and close. There are also some interesting facts. Firstly, we have a cool backlight on both sides, a rarity for those years. Secondly, in order to find out when the car was released, and now, attention, I watched it on one YouTube channel, I do it like this, I tear off this seal and we look at when this BMW. And our BMW was released. Wait a second, there should be an inscription on the seal, but it seems not in our version. In short, guys, we fastened everything back, the impromptu did not work out. There should be some kind of inscription here. We have a chic niche on the side, BMW would now make such a chic niche for a 4-liter canister of oil, just a bomb, given how much fuel they consume now, this would generally be very useful. And here is another cool niche. It's also upholstered inside, it's great in general, I really like it. So we have a wheel here, and if we guys have, excuse me, we have a spare tire, everything is as it should be. Closing the trunk lid, of course, there are no tightenings, this is out of the question, there is one more interesting feature here. There is an arrow here that shows you where the handle for closing the trunk lid is, very conveniently done like this. Welcome, now a salon. So guys, open the door of our M5 and there's a gorgeous overlay on the sill, all naturally in the original, all the seals, everything is perfect. Door card. I will tell you about the deflectors that are on the door, then few people did it, but I think you already know all this information. Well, here we have standard acoustics, by the way, 8 speakers. The card is all sewn into the skin and looks pretty good, there is a small jam on the door card, the skin is wrinkled here, well, or maybe it was like that, maybe it is from some kind of inguinal zone, some animal. I sit down on a chic seat, by the way there are a lot of adjustments, I know that leg support, hip support, as they say about it, this pillow was electric. Ours is mechanical. All adjustments are present and the seats even have heating. We move to the salon. Welcome to the salon, baby. And what immediately catches your eye is that we have a rebuilt steering wheel and everything else, in principle, is authentic with us. Everything in the car is all sewn into the skin, except for the ceiling. Door cards, center console, by the way, the torpedo is not in the skin, the torpedo is not in the skin. These are all the elements, it's all sewn up, a beautiful even seam. This car was not provided with cup holders from the factory, then they were offered as an additional option, this event costs 60 euros and you could install it like this. By the way, who remembers about the 60-second body of the BMW M6, remember, there were cup holders like that, in fact, it went from the 90s. Sliding switches of different light, slide switches for the heater of the interior stove and 5-speed mechanics, our 5-speed mechanics, now I'll see if it is highlighted. Well, of course, it is highlighted, this is a very cool feature. BMW owners boast about this topic, it was very progressive for those years. We have our own radio tape recorder with 8 speakers and acoustics and one of the first real onboard computers. Guys, it was from this topic that onboard computers went, in many cars and BMW in particular. Here you could see the consumption, average consumption, instantaneous consumption, range, average speed, well, in short, absolutely everything. And the same data could be transferred to the instrument panel. By the way, on our instrument panel there was already a service interval for changing the oil and it showed all this so beautifully. The last part of the torpedo is turned towards the driver. No, I won't, you know all this without me. For power windows, a rear window lock is also present, a handbrake, air conditioning, a black ceiling with a sunroof. The whole thing looks very nice. Of course, we have backlight bulbs and, by the way, they work. This is how it looks like, because they did not work on the review of one American reviewer Doug DeMuro, but in our M5 they work. Power sunroof, electric seats, in principle, there is nothing more to say here, we go further.
Hello everyone, my name is Dima and this is M5 of our family. We never thought that we would have M5 in our family. We thought that there would be some 540th in good condition, but it so happened that this car accidentally got on Avtoria. Dad and I became interested in this purchase, got on the train, went to Ivano-Frankivsk, we took the car and arrived in Kyiv. The car was in pretty good condition, but there were some points that we eliminated in a short period of time, but since the car is still not new, there is enough to do. Now, too, some spare parts are ordered. Since the original BMW rides for quite a long time, some parts have not yet arrived. After the purchase, the appearance lacked M mirrors and a spoiler, which were installed just on the M. We bought and installed them in addition, made the appearance complete. The wheels were installed, although the 21st style, but in a little better condition, and the car always has something to do. Now there are minor improvements. Next season, the car will look even better and the technical condition will improve. Well, in the future it will just be kept in excellent condition in the parking lot and leave in the summer and delight us. I think in Ukraine there may be about 5 of them in this condition. People who own such cars hide them and do not show them to anyone. We do not want any modifications to the engine and all other units, since this car is valued in stock and in original condition. We also own an 8 in the 31st body, also in very good condition, and we are also modifying it in detail. Next season it will already look very beautiful and you can also see it on the roads of Kyiv.
И в следующем сезоне она уже будет очень красиво выглядеть, и, возможно, ее тоже можно будет увидеть на дорогах Киева.
What can I say? It's soft, comfortable, but honestly I won't play around, maybe later we'll finish one gear somewhere. You will say, Sergey, how to surprise you after 1,000 strong cars. Dima, absolutely right, there is not enough fifth gear. Guys, a comfortable seat, but I like my 36th, so I enjoy cars of these years. I don't really like it, because you drive alone in the city and when the car is ideal, it's generally great. Now we're going 120 kilometers per hour, I'm holding the steering wheel with one finger. 4,000 RPM with the gas pedal to the floor. Good. Cool, I'll say it. Quickly, confidently. It is already a little behind in terms of years, in terms of dynamics, but guys, this is the 91st year, an atmospheric car, in general, you understand how it generally goes, this car. A very big thank you to your father and you for sharing this. Honestly, I don't know if I would let someone ride my car, but I doubt that in the near future in my life I will drive a M5 E34 completely factory, not altered, not restored, completely in factory condition.
Полностью заводской, не переделанной, не восстановленной, а в полностью заводском состоянии.
So guys, we are at our friend's company upstage, come to measure our M5 E34. We really want to measure it, because the situation, I think, will be opposite from the last cars that we measured at Vlad's, because all modern companies on turbo motors underestimate their power. It seems to me that here it was the opposite, overestimated. The car in the stock car should have 315 horsepower, it seems to me that it will not show that power. Vlad, you have the floor.
I suspect that 300 she must show. I think yes.
300 horsepower, I'm talking about 290 horsepower. Let's start. 317 forces, oh yeah. Damn, this is incredible. Well, Vlad.
Not expected.
I lost. I was sure that the car would not give out its power, moreover, we measured this owner's 850. Remember, and she was declared 300 forces, and she showed like 282. What did we get?
We got 317 and 373 twisting, yeah.
The second time came out 312 and a little hot.
Well, yes of course.
315 stock and 317 30 years later, how do you like that? Of course, since we are at your dyno, measuring all our cars, tell us about the potential of this car, does it exist at all or does it not exist?
Unfortunately no.
He's gone.
Yes, not on such machines.
There are companies that could supply a compressor, yes, but would you not undertake it?
It's a pretty bad decision.
I see, that is, you would not undertake such a project.
Not with this engine.
Guys, so if you need a good quality chip, tuning or measurements and without any extra promises, contact Vlad, the link is in the description. He does not feed breakfast, he does not tell that everything will be great, the person is just a realist, yes. He upsets someone, he consoles someone, but this is the reality of life, at least you will not be disappointed. Let's go further. Not all cars, of course, we put on a lift, we had only 2 cars on the channel, it was 2 BMWs that we put on a lift, more precisely, it was 3 BMWs. And what cars? Write in the comments. I just remembered there were 3 and this is the 4th, only we lift BMWs on lifts, because there is something to show. Dim, honestly, I failed when they raised the car on a lift, I saw the light from her condition, I was delighted, enough unnecessary words. The first thing I want to ask you, what the hell is the oil flowing here?
The ring, honestly, the ring needs to be changed.
I get it, the oil removable rings, those are the rings that hold the oil in the cylinders, on the walls of the cylinders. That is, I thought that it was necessary to change them in the motor. In fact, I'm joking, guys, slight fogging of rubber metal products, they happen, tend to dry out. Let's see what we have here, shall we? Everything is regular, everything is beautiful, Dim, thanks for letting me pick it up. Look, nothing is painted, everything is ideal, super thermal protection and even the entire original exhaust, there are not enough catalysts here, we felt this when we measured the car, because there was a little bit of bitterness. Naturally, we have a heated lambda probe here, ideal couplings. What about cardan? You restored it.
Yes, it was painted.
It's just new, It's just perfect, it's just new. We go back, I don't see any collective farm, of course. Dima said that he didn't really want to lift it now, he says that it wasn't rubbed from below. And this is a dirty car for a person, while others have it worse in the cabin. Axle shaft, but now it is so childish, against the backdrop of the latest modern cars. But look, everything is in its original paint, all levers, drives, but there is also some point in the exhaust. Something has already been done here.
Yes, they changed the can a little, not us, but this is the original can, they just welded it. Yes, yes.
Some piece was missing, there is such a moment, I just didn't like this moment, everything else is just perfect. Guys, all the brake lines, well, the condition speaks for itself. Dima, I give you my word, brag and tell something about her.
In appearance, it is already clear that we tried to keep everything in stock. In the original, some things were restored, or rather the gimbal was painted, the exhaust was slightly modified and the catalyst was removed. In general, the chassis was rebuilt on all original components, that is, there are no non-original spare parts. Well, the only thing is Koni Sport dampers for better handling. And so, everything else that required attention was replaced with a new original. By the way, only on M there were iron tanks and they were 90 liters, and on ordinary cars there were 80 liters of plastic. I don't know what this position was connected with, it seems like it should be heavier than plastic, but for some reason it was just that. Another point about the protection that is installed near the box, this protection was as an additional one. The usual one was installed only in front, near this pallet, and this is already an additional function.
I also got to the bottom of one until one moment there is not enough rubber on the exhaust.
Yes, it just broke. Just today they picked it up and saw that it was torn. Yes, just now.
Therefore, if you need high-quality diagnostics, my channel is for you. What struck me very much, I have not seen a thicker stabilizer. I don't know what diameter it is. As far as I can see, it's probably about 30-something millimeters. In the comments, write how much, but this is generally a crazy size spare part, just huge. Protectors are all original, then, you see, the bottom did not close. Now modern cars are all sewn up. There is my car, and everything in it is sewn up with plastic. There is nothing at all, everything here still looks old school. So, well, what kind of videos without a competition? Well, who will be our rival? Of course it's Mercedes. And of course, it was supposed to be the 124th E500 Wolf, but it is almost impossible to find them on the territory of our country. Therefore, we will have 212E with a 5-engine and 5 AMG, in a coupe, in a 7G tronic box. And although it has 388 horsepower, I will specifically sit in this particular car in order to make it a little heavier. I think my 100 kilograms of weight will help our beautiful BMW win, although even if she loses, and I'm sure that after 150 kilometers per hour the Mercedes will still drive off a little, there are still no losers. If they last up to 100, I will generally consider that our BMW simply won, because what are our videos without a competition, and it seems to me that the race can even be very, very interesting. It's just amazing. Guys, of course, as expected. E, frankly, is faster, but not by much, not that it is absolutely faster. Fights M5 with a crazy loss on the switch, but, in general, that's not the point. And what is the essence we will now show you. So, we had a match of our beauty against E and you will say that the fight was unequal. Yes, indeed, E has more power, a more modern box and better implementation, but that's not the point. M5 fights hard, rides very cool. Let me remind you, at the beginning of the 90s, it was one of the fastest sedans in the world. The car showed passport acceleration data from 0 to 100. Dima, the owner of the car, drives very cool. And you know, it's very rare to get such a car for review, not everyone will just sit in it. I rode in it today and we had a competition with our Mercedes. And that's all for me. Sergio was with you. Evening Kiev, let's go. You thought that we would offend our M-5 and put a pretty fresh and much more powerful Mercedes against it. Guys, it's not like that. We have two cars, our M5 and, what do you think, who is nearby? Well, of course, 124 E500, and it seems to me that they are very eager to make a race. One, two, three. She rides fucking cool. Weak, it was weak.
We didn't have time.
We didn't close the window. We didn't even close the window.
We just didn't close the window.
Now we lost a little from the spot, but some kind of ambiguous race, there were similar results. I think we can do better. 1, 2, 3. We didn't start from those revolutions, from 3000 it's not enough, at least 3.5 are needed, all the power of this engine is at the top, so we're going to the second round. 1, 2, 3. We catch up, we catch up, we catch up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We just ate you, man. After 200, the 5-liter is exactly the end, this is 100%, he threw off the gas there, we caught up with him for the first time, we simply did not have enough space, we lost. From a place weaker, let's say, the bottom is weaker for M5 is 100%, the top is 100% stronger for M5. It seems to me that at a speed of 200 M5 will be a little bit, but leave. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Guys, all the same, the man rides awesome. And we are leaders. Now they will tell that they have something warmed up.
Transmission.
I think what they have after all, we are already at the gas station, I think what they have is warmed up somewhere in the area.
Anus.
I am happy, we did not have such competitions, on such legendary cars. Yes, this is not true E500, but it is 420th with the original engine. It differs only in the steering rack, axle and extended fenders, and other little things. On the technical side, it is the same, therefore. We compare with what we have, and even such a car is very difficult to get, that's almost unrealistic. Not to mention our Red Beauty, which, by the way, at the stand showed 2 horsepower more than stated at the plant. The lack of catalysts may have affected, well, as it is. All the same, we found an E with a 5-liter engine. This is not the original Wolf, but the engine in it is original. And you know the result of the competition is this. From a place and a course, they go plus or minus the same way, but at a low speed, or from a place, it seems to me that Mercedes will still be a little more cheerful. Everything about speeds over 160 km per hour, BMW is definitely faster, it caught up every time, in some races it even overtook Mercedes. From below, of course, the torque rules, from above, of course, BMW's aerodynamics and its famous high speeds. And that's all for us. Sergio was with you. Autumn Kiev, Ukraine, let's go. Guys, we push forward, back, let's go, don't paw the car too much, let's go, he says 1.5 tons, not even close, wow, friend, come on, push.
Can you take it off the handlebar?
Lashenka, tell me, please, here Dima asks, did you feel us in yourself or not?
He has gone. Looks like it.
Man, turn this way, yes, turn the steering wheel, that's it, now in the other direction, you'll wind up there from the hill. From the third. He says it weighs 1.5 tons, but there are 3 tons. 1, 2, 3.
Nerves.
The bald one relaxed, yes. Maybe we don't need to get closer, just take a photo near Porsche. Come on again, suddenly you don't like it, yes, like that.
Oil. So it's always, it's okay, everything's okay.
Scary.
It's like no.
I am yes.
Scary.
Yes.
Scary.
Yes.
Tell me BMW lovers are goats or normal people.
Now they are switching to Audi.
Mercedes lovers love thongs or are they rear-wheel drive?
Lol, what to choose? I do not want to offend anyone.
I agree, they hurt themselves when they bought the whole car, right?
Well, yeah.